What's up, guys? Fantasy Pool, and it's time for draft number 3 before the big day, 3 days before the big day, the opening of the 2013 NFL season. You are watching a live $20 Pro League on Yahoo. I've got you here for all the action. Glad that you're here to join. We have about just under 8.5 minutes until the draft begins. I just want to go over some things to prepare for your draft in the final minutes. So, what I like to do typically is there are certain players in the middle rounds and the late rounds that I like to target. But first and foremost, let's look at our pick. We're the 6th pick. So now in Yahoo leagues, Doug Martin is ranked 2nd. I don't like that because I've told many people before Doug Martin I think he's a risk just because he's a sophomore. I don't see how a sophomore could be drafted in the top 3. You have Arian Foster falling to 9, and these numbers are all of Yahoo's opinion. These numbers are by average pick. Arian Foster, his number may be inflated a bit just because he has been drafted number 2 for the past 3 or 4 weeks, or in some cases even longer than that. Jamal Charles, I like him. I drafted him as my number 2 pick in a different money league. I think Jamal Charles, he's the real deal. He has been a number 2 pick in the past. I think it was 2 years ago that he was number 2. If Jamal Charles falls to me, I think that's going to be my first pick. Safe to say that Adrian goes first. Arian Foster should fall a bit. And then you got all these other guys. So my strategy, especially with the 6th pick, which I like a lot, I think I have a good chance of getting somebody that I want. Running backs, let's take a look. CJ Spiller, I'm not a fan. Haven't seen enough of him. I don't like the Bills. I don't want to cheer on the Bills this year. That's just me. Marshawn Lynch, I love him a lot. I think he's proven himself. They are coming off of a huge postseason run. LaShawn McCoy is under Chip Kelly's new offense. Shouldn't matter whether he was with him or Andy Reid. I still think he's going to produce. He's a past top 3 pick. Ray Rice is falling very low. I mean, he's been a top 3 pick, I think, the past 2 years. I'm going to have a good shot at Ray Rice. I think that I will most likely get him, although I would prefer McCoy, Lynch, or Charles. And then you got Alfred Morris. I don't know. I mean, even if I don't get... Because let's see. Conceptually speaking, Peterson is going to go. If Charles goes, Lynch, McCoy, and Rice, I could be stuck with Alfred Morris. And that's if none of the top 5 take Megatron, which I don't see happening. But what I want to do is go to my wide receivers, rate them by average pick. We can skip all the beginning guys. And what I want to do here is just set these guys on my watch list. Now, Dwayne Bowe goes very early. Yeah, we can look at Colston. I don't target Amendola because of his injury history. Reggie Wayne is one of my favorites. Torrey Smith, 855 and 8 under Joe Flacco. If he falls about a couple rounds, then you might want to take him. I like Pierre Garçon. Hakeem Nicks, no, I don't. I don't see what he's really shown me. Jordy Nelson, I had him last year. He was a headache. Eric Decker would have to fall very low. I don't know why Welker is going lower than Decker. They're at about the same. So we'll do that. I don't like Antonio Brown. I think he's too risky. I think there are other guys better like James Jones. But before that, I do like Steve Smith, 1,100 yards. I think that Cam Newton will be able to target him more in the red zone this year. Mike Wallace, I think, is going lower than he should. With Ben Roethlisberger, he put up these numbers, so I think that he may be able to repeat that. I mean, he's going to be the only target on that team. He's not going to have really any competition. I'm saying with Mike Wallace, if he falls around to you, if he falls to around 70, 75, go ahead and grab him. Deshaun Jackson, not too sure about that. Not really a big fan of Philly's passing game. Percy Harvin's hurt. Cecil Shorts, I love him. He pretty much had 1,000 yards. I mean, he had a stellar season with a crappy quarterback. Mike Williams, I would get him only if you decide to go Vincent Jackson. You want to handcuff both of them. Vincent Jackson scores a lot of his points in not too many games. He's like one of those volatile players. But if you pick up Mike Williams and handcuff them, I think that's a fair enough strategy, especially with him just shy of 1,000 yards and 9 touchdowns. That's a great year. There's a lot of buzz around Golden Tate. He might be worth a late round flyer. Greg Jennings, I love this guy. He's like a round 2, round 3 type of guy with the Green Bay Packers. I don't see how he could be that much worse. Miles Austin, I don't see why not, as we fall under 3 minutes. Stevie Johnson. Oh, before that, Anquan Boldin. See his numbers here, but I don't know. If he falls to you, yeah, but I just feel like there are better options. Stevie Johnson, yes, although I have heard about injury news. T.Y. Hilton, I love him because he has a great quarterback, unlike Colin Kaepernick and that mess in Buffalo. He's got Andrew Luck. Love him to death. I think Jeremy Macklin's hurt. Lance Moore, again, with the volatility in Marquise Colston, you're going to want to go Lance Moore. Michael Crabtree is hurt. That you might want to think about. Again, if he falls to you at a value, I don't see what the problem is. Josh Gordon is one of my highest targeted. 805 and 5. I think he really is going to build on that. He leads in targets for the Browns. Let's see. Vincent Brown, haven't heard too much on him. Kembrell Tompkins, I already have him in my other 2 leagues. He had like 8 targets and 100 yards. So I gotta love that guy. These other guys, I'm not really too big on, like Edelman, no. Lloyd, this says New England Patriots, but I think he's a free agent, unless I'm missing something there. Then you got Santonio Holmes, no. I like Blackman. I think he's got a whole lot of, I think he can build on that too. I could be wrong about Jacksonville's receiving corp, but Blackman, I've seen him on film, and it's pretty scary for my opponents, I should say. Alshon Jeffrey, because not every ball can go to Brandon Marshall. Ryan Broyles, not every ball can go to Megatron. And then everybody else is pretty much too much of a gamble to really invest in. So there you have it. You start yourself a watch list. Get yourself comfortable. Do your research. Obviously, you can't fit everybody. What I'm going to do is start a video with the draft, and I'll just break it down into parts.